as anxious as your players are to see how you stack up?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
OUs and Silicon Valley
Yeah,
people?
it's time. It's time. I'm not into making predictions. I never have. I don't know what the future holds. I only know where we're at today. We've worked pretty darn hard as a basketball team to get better. We've lined up and won the games that we're supposed to win and played the game the right way. There's some games that nobody in this country is more disappointed in the fact that we lost to Kentucky, Iowa, and Oregon than myself and our players. Nobody in this country is more disappointed that that happened to us. But we didn't hang our heads and pout and go home and call our moms and ask us to make us some warm chicken soup because our hearts were broken. You know, we've regrouped, we've battled, and a bunch of young kids have fought real hard to try and make us get better. You know, it's time to go play the Big 12 games. It's we've worked real hard to prepare. Now it's time to go play.
You find out you stack up pretty quick too with Oklahoma, one of maybe the best team in the league. You just talk about that challenge, what they present.
Now I know what everybody's pain was last year trying to guard Mike Beasley. You know, it's watching them on tape. I started watching them. I've seen them play, but I haven't broken them down to today. Today's the first time I started breaking them down on tape, and they're pretty darn good offensively, and that's because they've got a superstar player, and then they surround him with guys that can really shoot the basketball, and then they really rebound it collectively. And then defensively, they've got moments where they've been real good. They've had other moments, from what I've seen, that defensively they slip a little, but I guarantee you they're no different than we are right now. They're just happy that it's time to play conference games.
Comparing score is always a bit of a slippery slope, but that Gardner-Webb game, they common opponent, did you guys use that at all as maybe a confidence?
That's the biggest myth in sports, is trying to figure out that because I played you closer than he played you, I can beat him. And that's the biggest myth of them all. You don't know what happened leading into that game for them. And we were coming off a stretch of games where we lost 3 straight games, and we needed to play well. And they were coming off some big wins, and they probably relaxed. I don't know. I'm not in their locker room, but I'm not into all that comparison stuff.
Frank, you've been around many teams better off the bench than you can come at 6, 7, 8.
In my career, or since I've been in college?
College.
No, some of you guys keep referring to me as a high school coach. It's one of the best compliments I've ever been paid when I'm called a teacher. That makes me proud, you know. I don't know, my 2 years at Cincinnati, we were always under, you know, that Huggs' last year, I think we played 6 guys. We just were undermanned, and then that last year, heck, we finished the year with 7 guys in uniform, last game we played that season. So our first year here, we weren't there yet. I think last year we had times that we could play more guys. And there were times that we couldn't because of our inexperience. Some guys just weren't ready to go. This year, because of a little bit of the continuity that we've had as a program, we've got the ability to have more guys ready to play. Now, to answer your question, probably no. At Northeastern, we always had 5 real good players and some reserves that could help us, but not provide the punch that the guys that we got coming off the bench provide for so far.
Do you have an ideal number for your rotation that you like?
We got 13 scholarship guys. Well, this year I think we got 12. There should be 12 guys, even the walk-ons, Justin Warner, Victor Olajale. Those guys need to be lined up, ready to go. I've never understood why guys play, and everyone does it differently. 5, 6 guys. What happens if a guy gets hurt? We lost 4 guys to injury in the most crucial part of the season last year. 3 injuries and a suspension. We had no chance to survive unless we had other guys prepared to play.
Jamar, fine.
He's fine. He's fine. I'm not. I called him over and told him. I said, I'm not mad at you, man. I just need you to be ready to roll here this week because they get real hard tomorrow, and we don't need to worry about getting clubbed on the head on a 34 game.
What about Chris? Was he all right tonight? Ready to play, or
It
is
was fun.
Is there any part of this team that's not Big 12 ready?
Me?
Anything
Can you
else?
elaborate on that, or?
You believe that?
Joe Boyd having practice at midnight on New Year's Eve.
Mark, I didn't mean to be a smart ass to you. No, I think that's why we played the games that we played this season. You know, we've lined up, you know, against Kentucky, who I think is a pretty darn good basketball team. It's got 2 guys on the roster that are pros. When they say, I'm tired of playing college basketball, they'll both be in the NBA. So we lined up against them, who's got good players and obviously well coached. And it didn't go our way, but we realized then that we could play with big boys. And same thing with Iowa. Went into Oregon, which was a crazy environment, and I thought it was a night that we probably played as bad as a team as any night since I've been at Kansas State. And yet, with all that said, we're shooting a free throw with inside a minute to play to take the lead. So that's why we played those games. You know, we're as ready to go as we can be.